Hey everybody, Pierre Marquette 1223 here with a very exciting couple of videos to show you. I just recently made a trip down to the state line to get some more cool stuff. And granted, I only came home with 3 things, but they're very good things. And I hope you'll enjoy them. And here's the first one I'm going to show you that I'm really proud to have. This massive lamp that you see in front of you is a rear marker lamp made by the Adams and Westlake company for the Grand Rapids, Holland and Chicago Railway, which was an interurban that operated from the southwest corner of Grand Rapids to Holland. And I don't ever believe they got to Chicago, but I believe they got down as far as South Haven. And they did this during the period of the interurbans, which was between 1910 and about 1925. Very brief couple years when interurbans were huge, booming, thriving business here. The Grand Rapids, Holland, and Chicago was one of many companies that sprung up to offer fast, reliable, and cheap transportation between busy cities, meant to compete with automobiles and regular railroads. Obviously, the automobiles won out, and interurbans in Michigan were basically all gone by roughly 1940. So, all we have left are pieces like this to commemorate them by. Only a handful of Michigan interurban cars survive. None from this railroad. No large pieces or buildings survive. But we do have pieces like this. And what this marker lamp was used for, it was used on the opposite end of the car to signify the rear end of the car. And it's very large in size and bulky, and utilizes this massive 8 3/8 inch spread light lens to make the most out of what little light it puts off to signify the end of the train. They were mainly used at night, obviously, because they weren't very bright. And when you have a double track main line with speeds anywhere from, 20, 30 to 90 miles an hour in certain places, you definitely want to signify where the rear end of your car is, because you don't want to get hit by another car. Now, I'm going to go over some of the features of this lamp. As of course you can see, the thing is extremely large. It's over 12 inches tall. This massive 8 3/8 inch spread light lens is glass. It's most likely a Corning lens, even though we haven't been able to get it out. We don't want to risk it. It's absolutely huge piece of glass. It's the size of a small dinner plate. The lamp, I'm going to just slide it around because it's heavy. Lamp is of all steel construction. Body's nice and solid. On the back, you can see where it's marked. It's actually been painted over in white or silver. Right down here at the bottom. See GRH and CRY for the Grand Rapids, Holland, and Chicago. It has a sliding door, which is what this is, and a bail. Top opens up to access your cone and your baffle, which helps with ventilation and soot and whatever from the kerosene. I'm gonna open this up. Wow, that oil really seeped out. I need to wipe that off. I'm gonna open this up. That is, yikes, that's almost ready to break off. Gotta be careful with that, I guess. Door, which doesn't really want to slide. I'll take it just clean off. Here's your door. It's just steel. The inside you have, it's basically just an empty shell minus your fuel tank here, which is small for a lamp of this size, yet considering the fact that it was constantly around people because it was on the car itself, It really didn't need to burn for a long time. It could always be tended to, and it always would burn at night. So there was really no need to have such a large fuel tank in these. And it sits in its own little tray, so you really can't get it backwards. These loops right here, there's 4 loops, all on all 4 sides. They're not broken. All of them are there. Some of them are a little bit stiff. They were used to... Boy, that door really did not get any better. They were used to obviously keep the lamp strapped down. You know, you're bouncing around on track doing, you know, up to 90 miles an hour. Last thing you want to do is lose this. This is the first and only piece I've seen from the Grand Rapids, Holland and Chicago, although the guy I took and bought this from has had many of the hand lamps from the railroad in the past. And I would like to definitely obtain more. I am literally only maybe 2 at the most 3 miles away from the Grand Rapids, Holland and Chicago where they ran. So it's literally was a homecoming for this piece. However, I'm sure when it was last here, where I currently live was most likely either woods or farm country. So this is a little bit of a change since this thing was last in this area. I'd like to kind of take it back to the right-of-way and light it off because it is in an original condition. I would not be afraid to light this. I'd like to light it off kind of as a symbolic return for this piece. I've not had a piece in my collection with such a large connection to the area, and this piece being that it is from the area. There was nowhere else where the Grand Rapids, Holland, Chicago really ran, was basically where I live now. It's very, very cool to bring this piece home, and that's why I prioritized getting this lamp from my guy when I went down there to buy stuff. I have 2 other fantastic pieces that I want to show you. There's not really much to go over on this lamp because it's very, very simple. But I have 2 other pieces that I would like to show you, and I'm going to bring those up next and get into details about them. 1223 out.